Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today definitely is a bit of a struggle. I don't know, I'm just maybe not in the mindset today. Yesterday, I talked about like my beauty routine, and I forgot a step. And so I wanted to just recap that it's the cleansing oil. After the cleansing oil, I use the Skin Nourish mask, and I've tried all of the different masks from Bobbi Brown. This is the only one that makes sense for me. And then I use my toner. Since Bobbi Brown has discontinued its toner, I don't understand why they would do such a thing. My mother has some toner left that I bought her. I don't want to steal it from her, but she don't use it. And then the treatment lotion after that. And then, my husband found this, I love how the people in this house tend to lose my things. The vitamin enriched face base. This is the container. It's the same thing as this little sample that they provided. It's the same thing. And I made sure that it's the same thing. This is just the tube version. Maybe I'll get a little bit more pep in my step because I have not had my keto coffee this morning yet. And maybe that's what I need. So let's have my keto coffee from It Works. And I'm already seeing a change within me from working out a lot. And, there's this new squat machine that has taken over the internet and is all up and down my timeline and on commercials and stuff. We bought one, and let me tell you that it is so hard. So, like, oh, you do it once, and we're like, oh, this is so easy, and then you'll be like, oh, this is so stupid. No, give it about like 2 minutes. So for me, I have to do it in 2-minute intervals. So trying to do like 10 minutes a day, but it has to be like 5 different times a day. Because otherwise it makes no sense to me. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't have a lot of pep in my stuff today. So I don't really have much to talk about like I did yesterday. I want to say that for the first time, BET Awards, it's been 20 years, and BET Awards was streamed on CBS, and Amanda, she posted a picture on Twitter showing that she did all of this from her living room, and I'm gonna say that the BET Awards was one of the best. And see, I'm pouring it in my new container, and yes, I am. My iced coffee. It's gorgeous and delicious, and so it's even better. And I'm going to just be like using this all the time. Actually, they have another one that I want to buy. Like, there's going to be 2 different colors, and I'm going to get 2 different colors and spice my life. Yes, this is the thing that spices my life. Oh, by the way, this came in my Ivy box. So this was one of the things, the whole theme of the Ivy box this month was pamper yourself. So the Ivy box, which I thought was a cute little container for it. I'm going to tell you that I don't know when or if I'll wear this again, so I thought I'd just wear it for you guys today in this video. Okay, BET Awards. So one of the things that I think that people lose is that big stars like Michael Jackson is the thing that put BET on the map, in the sense that he wouldn't let MTV release his videos unless he put it on BET. And this is a well-known fact. And so you do have to wonder, like, with all this black pride, all this black everything, you do have to pause and say, look, celebrities, musicians, you made the decision to stop patronizing and stop prioritizing BET Awards once you made it to the place where you were out and in front of the Billboard Awards, and you may make it to the MTV Awards, but you won't come down to the BET Awards. You don't come down to the NAACP Awards. Like, you don't do the Soul Train Awards. Even Whitney Houston used to do the Soul Train Awards. So, and you do remember, she was booed at the Soul Train Awards because she was too much of a crossover. So, I'm just saying, like, y'all need to check yourself in regards to this. But anywho, if you want to make BET Awards matter, it should matter every single year. And I think it's really kind of cool that for the first time ever, you have CBS doing the simulcast, and it's like, it's about time that you do a simulcast. Why would you have to wait all this time? Why do you have to wait until we have a protest, until we're essentially burning down the place, for people to do, all these protests and everything, in order for this to actually work? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, I am so sorry that my kids can't respect my space, but this is what life is. This is why I need to run away. Anyway, they can't give me 10 minutes. Last thing I wanted to say. Well, essentially, my point is, keep it up, and we should continue to keep supporting. Celebrities should keep supporting the BET Awards. Okay. HBO Max. HBO Max is a disaster, and I think that they're trying their best to try to figure it out. I mean, so one of their ways of trying it out is they're doing all these remakes and reboots. I'm not going to get into that because that's my Nerdorama talk on Fridays, and I'm sure we'll get into the more remakes that they're launching and trying to launch. The one thing I wanted to talk about today in regards to HBO Max is, in this new no movie, no AMC Edwards world, or Regal, wherever you are, it's probably Regal. It could be. May not be Edwards. In this new world, they are sitting here. There's this video release that's coming straight to your streaming, which is kind of cool, right? So there are some movies that should be on video stream, which I'm super excited that we're doing video stream to all that stuff, right? Well, Scoob, exclamation mark, was one of those video straight to release, and it's already on HBO Max. It is already on HBO Max. Scoob is on HBO Max. It's a few others that are now on HBO Max, which is super, super cool, and I'm really excited about the HBO Max just deciding, you know what, screw it, let's just toss it all up and let's just put as much on here that we can, right? And let's have people be entertained or subscribe to this hot mess called HBO Max. By the way, Wonder Woman is having a Q&A today, which is kind of hilarious, which if you look in all their comments, all of them are saying, can you please stream your movie? Can you please release your movie already? Why is it taking you so long to release your movie already? Which I think is kind of funny. So one thing, I think one of the cool things about HBO Max and now Amazon Prime is that all of these movies that I had no intention wanting to see in theaters are now on HBO Max or on Amazon Prime. So today I watched one, and the whole time I'm thinking, I mean, I've always thought about, like, if you live in Florida, if you live in Louisiana, then, and it's hurricane season, what happens to all the alligators and crocodiles and snakes, you know, and all that stuff. And so I think it's kind of a cool thing that they had a whole movie that dealt with what happens to these people and essentially what happens. I'm sorry, creatures. And I'll put the name in the comments because I totally forgot. I'm blanking out because my whole family is, as you can hear. So I am just trying to figure out. Okay, so the movie. The movie is decent, I guess, if you're gonna say. I can't think. First of all, I did not know that the name of the movie is Crawl, and I did not know that Crawl was a part of, was it based on a true story. So I think that that was pretty an interesting thing. And then I also am like, the premise of this movie is that it's a hurricane in Florida. So the dad isn't answering the phone. The girl drives into Cape Cod and is trying to check on her father. And then come to find out, like, he's in the basement. And this is kind of how this, and so so in the midst of trying to be there for her father, rescue her father, the dilemma is this. There's not one, but two alligators who is pretty much unmercilessly killing everything and everybody who comes into the water. And so it's a matter of how can they be rescued. And this is, I mean, the whole movie takes place in a day, in a few hours maybe. And the best thing about this movie is the dog. Like, the dog survives. I'm not spoiling it. I seem like I am. But the dog is the dude who's like, I'm gonna make it. I don't know about y'all. But I'm gonna make it with all my limbs, with all my blood in my body. I mean, and this is why you love dogs so much. This is why I love dogs. I could see my dog doing the same thing. I'm gonna make it. I don't know if you're gonna make it, but I'm gonna make it. And I love dogs for that. That's the only thing I like about this movie. The rest of the movie, I'm like, well, I kind of figured, alligators had to be, I always wondered if alligators attacked people in the water. I thought about Hurricane Katrina, all these hurricanes. And not alone, the fact that there's alligators, probably not crocodiles. I mean, I know the difference between the two, but I don't know which swamp lives in which swamp, so forgive me. I always thought that alone would get me to be like, well, it's a rainstorm. What category of the hurricane is the even a tropical storm? It's time to pack it up and get out of here. Because the one thing I'm not going to do is I don't want to die by being eaten by an alligator. That ain't the way to go. That is not the way to go. And then, surprisingly, I guess this girl who is a swim champ, person on the swim team, she thinks she's mediocre. I'm supposed to believe that a person, maybe Michael Phelps, can swim faster than an alligator. I don't know how good alligators swim, but it's kind of hard for me to believe. But to each his own, to each his own, to each his own. Anywho, I'm not advertising seeing go see Crawl or not, but I am saying that it's so cool that we don't have to pay any extra money to see these movies that were just in theaters a few months ago. And I think that's the cool thing about it. And if you didn't pay for Scoob, like I did pay for Scoob, I do own Scoob. But if you didn't pay for Scoob, well, you can see it on HBO Max, and that's only been 2 months? Has it been 2 months? I don't even know if it's been a true 2 months. Anyway, on that note, I know for a fact I'm going to finish Sean Bolton's book by tomorrow. And I definitely am going to type my review for Engaged Gaze and give you a preview of the review with minus my loud kids. My loud kids who cannot keep their trap shut for 15 minutes. Minus those. Anyway, and my husband who occasionally is screaming. My bad. Talking loudly. And on that note, I will see you all tomorrow.